Hey there. Okay, so I just wanted to do another video. This one is going to be in pertaining to the last videos and a few of them I wanted to speak upon. I felt like, honestly, I did talk about it in my last video, right? I talked about, as far as dating and things of that nature. I wanted to talk about divestment specifically and, the idea of how some people think of divestment is people think of divestment in ways that have to do with their own personal lives. Let's just be real. A lot of the time, people who are into many different bad aspects of their life, as far as, they call it Blackistan and things of that nature. And when they call it those things, they're basically trying to say that, like, with divestment comes trying to get away from Blackistan, divesting from Blackistan. So when they're divesting from Blackistan, they are thinking, of the things associated with Blackistan, right? The problem that they have is this: they're associating divestment more with those things in Blackistan when you put it to the forefront, sorry. Um, and, you know, like, for example, the situation with Cynthia G. When you put that you are unwanted by your men, that you are having a problem finding valuable men because black men aren't very valuable by their standards. Black men need improvement, and you're putting that to the forefront. What do you think that's going to do to you if you are divesting and you are swirling? I know a lot of people don't think of this, but think of a man, basically, seeing a woman who is basically not valued by men. A woman who can't find good men. What kind of pressure does that put on him? What kind of outlook do you think that gives him on her? It gives the woman a look of not being desirable. It gives her a look of she doesn't need the best man because look, she's really desperate. She's desperate for any man. Look, her men aren't that valuable. They're leaving her a single mom. They're leaving her in a situation where they don't provide. And she can't find any good men in her own community, so she's out here with another, men of other cultures and things of that nature to try and find a better man. So trying to act like you're associating that with black women makes you look like a devalued woman. Okay, I understand we already have that problem in our community. Many of the time people look at us as black women as less valued. Now, why did you have to add insult to injury and add another component where the black community is seeing us, black women, as devalued? Why are you trying to push that narrative? I mean, of everybody, you would think a black woman would not push that narrative of being less desirable, less wanted. But what do you do when you present yourself where you're saying your men are not, you know, at standard level? You can't find a good man in your community. It makes you, as a black woman interracially dating, inferior because you are coming from a standpoint of desperation. You don't want men to see you as desperate. We all know that. Men aren't supposed to see you as desperate. Things can go wrong when you are seen that way. So, to me, I think on top of everything that I complained about recently pertaining to the Cynthia G video, it's not just that. It's also to do with swirlers and divestors. If we are looked upon by white people, by Hispanic people, by Asian people as desperate, as unwanted by our community, and just left as single mothers, how do you think that's going to fare in the dating world? Do you really think that's going to fare very well? No, it's not. It's not going to fare very well because you're presenting yourself as an undesirable woman. So that's my perspective, basically. I feel like Black women, we don't need to be putting ourselves down any further than what society is already trying to put us as we've always had to worry about people putting us down. We don't need ourselves to agree and put us down further. You know what I mean? So that's why, I mean, I can understand from someone's perspective as a mammy, it makes sense. Like I said, in Cynthia G's case, she's not into white men. She's into black men. So it's totally perfectly fine to make herself look bad to white men because in reality, what's it doing to her is it's causing black men to have, you know, a reaction. And a reaction that may help her because if they get their ducks in a row, then she's benefited because she gets a better black man. See, her goal is to get a better black man, not a decent or, at standard white man, because that's not what she's attracted to. So that's why, to me, it's just like, I find it really annoying that nobody really pays attention to the obvious in this situation. That obviously this lady is basically presenting black women as desperate, undesirable single mothers who come from a community that don't have men that are quality men, basically, and they have to go out of their community to people of other races to beg for a good man. And it's like, when it's like that, it basically puts us in a point of view of also the fact of people assuming our fathers are black. Not all of our fathers are black, of course, but a good majority of us have black fathers. And so, if black men are bad and they are people who need improvement and they aren't quality men, that means we didn't have quality fathers, which might also mean we have father problems, daddy issues. Many people don't want to be with women who have daddy issues. And the people who want to be with women who actually look for women who have daddy issues are obviously toxic men. So either way, we lose on that front. People don't really pay attention to what it actually says about you as a black woman when you present yourself, where you're saying that your men are basically not quality men. It because black women don't just come from black woman families. There's no black race that's a black woman race, okay? There's a black race. There's women and men in it, like every other race. So it's like, if our race is men and women, and we have black men in our families and in our race, and you're saying that they're not quality men, then it's going to mean that in our families we have broken families because we have black men in our families. So, I mean, the connection is obvious. And it's like only dumb people don't realize this crap, okay? To me, like I said, it's just the main issue for me is relationships. I don't want to be associated with women who are basically putting themselves down and trying to act like um, they can't find quality men, that they're single moms, and they're unwanted by their community. I don't want to associate it with them. One, it's not true. I'm not a single mom. I'm not unwanted by my community. And I don't think that there are no quality black men. I think that there are different classes of black men, just like there are different classes of white men and Hispanic men and so forth. Also, I mean, one other thing is just like saying that we all come from bad families. I don't have in my family one deadbeat father in my family. Not one. And it's just weird that people like make these assumptions about black men and things of that nature. It's like just because you come from the ghetto and the hood and a bad neighborhood does not mean all black people do. And I get tired of this. The black YouTube always on the manosphere side, the mammy side, both sides will basically try to claim that you mean um they will claim that basically the men and the women are both basically stereotypes of the ghetto, okay, of the hood. And that basically the characteristics that you guys have are just stereotypes of low class black people. I get tired of that because it's like they're different classes in society. And it's annoying that we have to even point this out because we know this with every other race. But for our race, no, it doesn't apply because we want to stereotype black people because all other races stereotype black people. We should be the very ones who aren't stereotyping ourselves, but no, we want to stereotype ourselves because we have this problem of seeing ourselves basically the same way people who don't like us see us, in my opinion. A lot of the time you hear black people will talk about black people in derogatory ways that other races that don't like black people will talk about us. And to me, I think that's a major reason why people perceive black men and black women in a very negative light among the black race. And that's why we have these gender wars, because we come up with these stereotypes against both sides when neither exist any more than we want them to exist, I think. Because, yes, you can say statistically, yes, some problems in the black community exist, but I think more of it is pervasive among the mentality. Basically, if you think that this is a part of being black, or black men are this way, or black women are this way, therefore it is because you are one yourself, therefore you will manifest it to being true. So, to me, I don't think that in reality it's related to our race because you can see African people don't have this problem, but you do because you're brainwashed, I think, by negativity. And that's sad. That's where all the self-hate comes from. And self-hate, in my opinion, comes in so many different ways. Um, but I don't really want to get into that because this video is long enough. But that's just all I have to say is just, I think people don't really think about real interracial dating. They really don't. And they don't really think about how we are perceived by other races when we present ourselves the way basically Cynthia G tried to present divestors and things of that nature and black women, you know. So that's basically all I have to say in this video. Thanks for watching and bye. I will make a couple more videos too.